Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? It's February 22nd, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday. Today I was going to throw a little quick video together about broadheads I used this year. Let me just turn this camera around just a tad bit. Sever broadheads, like I said, I did a little review. I think it was about the 1st of September when I first got them. It was a couple weeks before our archery season come in. And our archery season comes in the last Saturday of September every year. So it was around the 1st of September when I did my review. If you're interested, you can go back and watch my initial review when I first got them. And if you want to go back and find that, title of that video just says Sever Broadheads. I was actually watching it this morning. It was kind of funny. In the video, I was like, oh man, it was 41 degrees this morning. Whew, all right, getting excited for this cool weather. Now we've had about 3 or 4 months of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish it would warm up. Yeah, crazy how we do that. But I'm definitely looking forward to spring gobbler season, but actually right now I'm looking more forward to spring weather. So, that being said though, I'm up here today to fill my feeders up, and I thought it'd be a good time to throw this little video together. Just one of the videos I've been wanting to get done before turkey season comes in. And I do have the broadhead. Well, actually, I've got a little, I don't know, this is probably about a 14, 16 inch over arrow that I had cut, and I've got inserts on each end, so I'm able to put a broadhead on each end. I had it for a different reason, but it works out good for this video. Like I said, right here is the broadhead, the sever. This is the sever 1.5. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about that because I did it in my video. And this is what it looks like deployed. So it's a rear deploying expandable broadhead. 1.5 inches. 1.5 is the 1.5 inch cut that's on there. And these are locking blades, and we'll get into that here in a second. Like I said in my previous video, I actually ordered a couple of these things several years ago, and I tried them for one season. I really liked them, and even to this day I cannot remember why I didn't reuse them again. I think it was right by the time I was having trouble with rage, and I tried these, and then I seen a lot of people using Magnus, and I ended up going to Magnus, and I've used them for several years, till last year. I did use these. I did shoot 2 deers with my bow last year using these broadheads, and I really know how to what I'm trying to say here, but I was hoping to have a little better results. I did recover both deer, and I got the name of the videos if you guys want to go back and watch the videos, and I've even got the time mark for the impact if you don't want to watch the whole video. Try to get a little more explanation into these things. Like I said, one of the things that really drawed me to these broadheads was the locking pivoting system, because like I demonstrated in the video, if it goes in and hits a rib or a bone, and then when it goes through the other side, once it goes through, it straightens out. But it's supposed to do that to help from deflection. Well, on my doe, if you've already seen that video, or if you want to go back and watch it, you'll see that wasn't the case on my doe. But I can also say on my buck, if you watch that video, I made an absolute terrible shot, and that was 100% me. That was nothing else, just 100% me. But the broadhead, I believe, saved the day on that one. So I've got 2 different scenarios here where the first one was just a complete blow up by me, and the broadhead went, I think, above and beyond. And if you want to watch the whole video, you'll see what I'm talking about. And taking down that deer and recovering that was my 5-point buck on the first one. I think he was mid-October when I shot him. And the doe was early November, because I remember it was a couple of days before I had to have my surgery, and I know I wasn't going to be able to hunt for a while. So I was hoping I could have some, 100%, definitely I love these broadheads, or 100%, no, they ain't worth the money. So now I'm kind of half and half. And the 2 videos I'm talking about, the first one is my buck. And if you look for that video, if you go back on my list of videos, not my shorts, but my main videos, I think it's, if you count back, I think it's like the 8th or 9th one. And the other one, when I shot my doe, no, wait a minute, that would have been first. I think it was the buck video. It's called Tags Field Back to Back, and the thumbnail is me and my wife, because in that video she actually took a deer up here as well with a crossbow. In her video, her kill is combined with that one, but my buck kill when I made the bad shot is in the first part of the video. If you want to look that video up and just go straight to the kill shot and see what I'm talking about, it's at the 2-minute 40-second mark. About 2:43 is when the actual impact hits, but that gets you pretty close. But like I said, it's only like a 15-minute video, so if you want to watch the whole thing, if you haven't seen it, or maybe you want to revisit it, I appreciate that. And then my other one is called My Last Hunt for a While, and that was, like I said, due because I knew I had surgery coming up in a couple of days, and that's when I shot the doe, and that was 11-minute and 40-second mark. Like I said, if you want to go back and watch the whole video, or if you haven't seen it yet, or just want to relive it, that'd be fine too. But first of all, we'll talk about the buck. And I mentioned it in the video once I had him in the little buggy behind my four-wheeler. What pretty much happened, and I watched the video over again. He came in, and there was a couple other bucks with him, and they was pretty much directly above my stand, and I still had my bow on the hanger at that point. At that point, I was still undecided if I was going to shoot. Well, he was out there at about 20, I think it was about 27, 28 yards. He was out there because my feeder's right about that distance, and he was underneath the feeder. And a disclaimer too, if you haven't watched any of my videos yet, on this private land up here that I hunt on, I do hunt over feeders, so if that offends you, I can tell you to get over it and go find somewhere else to watch. I'm too old to be apologizing to anybody for anything, so I do hunt over feeders. But eventually the two little bucks kind of got turned around and walked off a little bit or something, and the 5-point was underneath my feeder, and like I said, by that point too, I also knew that I had surgery coming up, so I needed some deer meat. We didn't have any, so I was able to get my bow off the rack, and I got my camera on him. Of course, I had my camera on him for a little bit. I kind of zoomed in a little bit, probably a little bit too much, because he wasn't very much in the frame, but he was in the frame, but not as much as I like. Anyway, once I got the camera on him and got zoomed in where I thought, because where he was eating, I figured he'd be there for a minute. I was able to get my bow off my hanger, and I've got a bow more nose button. And when I come back to full draw, and I got that on my nose, I found my peep sight and I found my pin, and then by the time I looked through my feet sight, my pin, and put it on the deer, unbeknownst to me, while he was feeding, he lifted his head up and he turned his head and he was licking right back here, right above his shoulder. And I probably still could have took the shot, but in my head I was like, wait till he moves his head. I mean, I was dead on right there behind his shoulder, and I was like, wait till he moves his head, because I didn't want to make a bad shot on him, or the arrow happened to hit his head and just wound him, and I'll never find him or anything else. So at that point, and I mentioned in the video too, when I pull back on an animal or squirrel, turkey, deer, whatever weapon I'm using, I get excited. I've been doing this for probably 30, 40 some years, and I've killed a ton of animals, and I just get excited. So, and I'm sitting there full draw, and in my head I'm like, let down, but I didn't want to let down. And then I was like, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. And the next thing I knew, I shot. But when I shot, I think my natural instinct was my left arm jerked to the left, because I didn't want to hit in my head I was thinking I'm going to hit that deer in the head, and I didn't want to do that. So you'll see in the video, I hit him pretty far back in the back hip, right in front of the back leg, or the back ham. And most people can attest that's ever made that shot. Most of the time you don't find that deer. And I waited about 5 or 10 minutes. I got down, walked over, looked for my arrow. I heard him run off. I didn't hear him crash. I saw him run off, didn't hear him crash. Waited about 10 minutes, got down, looked for my arrow, couldn't find it, looked around, but about 5 or 6 feet away, there was extremely good blood for as far as I could see on the leaves. So I was like, man, maybe I hit that back artery back here. I always hear a lot about that, there's arteries run back here. Maybe I hit it, but I couldn't find my arrow anywhere, and I was like, man, that should have been a complete pass-through. I shouldn't have hit any bone at all back there. And but luckily it was behind the guts, so I didn't hit him in the guts. So I climbed back up in the tree for probably, I think it was like an hour and a half or something. I waited for a long time. And I got down and got on the blood trail, and I probably didn't walk 30 or 40 yards. And I found my arrow laying there. It was in perfect good shape. I don't know which one of these broadheads it was. But the blade was a little dirty where they hit the dirt and stuff. But as far as there was nothing wrong with the blades, it wasn't bent. All they did was I took them home, cleaned them up. I did go ahead and put new ones in there because I wasn't sure what the Broadhead went through. I did get some replacement blades and put new ones in there. But everything else on the air was perfectly fine. And I probably didn't go another 30 yards and he was laying there dead. He died running. He probably died within a minute or two of me making the shot. So as far as that goes, and like I said, that was just a complete blow up on my part. You know, no fault of the equipment or anything else. It was just completely me. But with that being said, I think that Broadhead right there really did a good job on, you know, I'm still not 100% sure where I hit or what I hit, but it put that deer down within 100 yards, and it was quick. And that was on a just totally bad shot. In no way, shape, or form I ever tell anybody go ahead and try that shot if you got a Broadhead like this or any other. That shot should never be made. And it was just totally, I ain't gonna say an accident. It was just a blunder by me. That's all it was. So that's, like I said, if you want to go back and watch that, that was Tags Field back to back, and the thumbnail's me and my wife standing back to back in the thumbnail. And at the 2-minute and 40-second mark, you can see the impact on that. Now on to my doe harvest, which was a couple weeks later. Like I said, it was first week of November, because I knew on the November 12th, it was about 9th or 10th, something, because I knew on the 12th I was going to have surgery and I wasn't going to be able to hunt for a while. So I was definitely needing some more meat. So back to this part again. One of the main reasons I got these Broadheads, and one of the reasons I went away from Rage, because I don't know how many times I went in and they'd hit a rib or something and deflect and come out somewhere else. You know, this thing's supposed to go in, hit a rib or whatever, shoulder blade, and then, you know, after it goes through, you know, where it pivots, you know, the force, the other blade will set it back straight, and it keeps on going through. Well, if you watch that video, and I went back and watched both these videos this morning, she actually, right before I shot her, she looked up at me. I think she caught me pulling back or something. I can't remember because I didn't have a camera on me. But she did look up just for a second, and then she went back down and started feeding. So she was a tick nervous. And same distance. I think she was about 25, probably not 25, 27 yard distance right there, broadsided. You know, she probably wasn't 100% calm, but she was calm enough that I felt I could take the shot. And I took the shot, and you watch on the video, and it was actually a pretty decent hit. I was probably back just a couple inches back from her. I put it right, put the pin right here behind her shoulder, and again, it was probably just me, a little jerk or something. But I hit just a couple inches back from her shoulder, but still should have been a good double lung shot. Well, the air went in, and all of a sudden it kicked up, and she hit the ground. And if you watch on the video, my initial thoughts was I hit the other shoulder, and it was just excitement taking over. I should have known better. If I hit the other shoulder, she wouldn't have dropped like that. The only time I've seen deer drop like that is a spine shot. So, and I think I might have put that on the caption a little bit later in the video. I was talking about it again. Because I did get down and drag her over next to me behind an old dead log and cover her up. Because, like I said, it was, you know, we can't take 2 deer in one day, and I still had another tag. So I was wanting to say, I sat there for like another 2 hours and never did see anything. But when the air went in, it hit a rib, and for some reason, it didn't work like it was supposed to, and it ricocheted up, and it did go into her spine. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, you know, every video I've watched on this, everything I've seen, you know, regardless of the steep angle you're in a tree, you know, I was probably 18 feet up in a tree. You know, she was barely down the hill. She, you know, she wasn't really a steep downhill shot. It was, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain where she was at, but it wasn't on like a major street steep downhill that she was on. You know, and I was shooting farther away. I know she wasn't any more, you know, 27, 28 yards at the most and broadsided. So that brings me to the point, you know, are these things really doing what they're supposed to do? Because obviously on her, I don't think they did. You know, I think other than that, it was a perfect shot. You know, it was just a little bit far back. I wouldn't have hit her heart, but I do believe I'd have double lunged her, and that would have been a complete pass through, which should have what been happening. It should have went in, hit that rib, you know, open back up until they hit the other rib, I guess, and then it come out the other side. You know, that's the way these things are designed and supposed to do. But fortunately, for some reason, whatever reason, and I thought about contacting Sever and asking him about it, maybe send him the video, but I'm like, Yeah, maybe it's just one of those fluke things. So, at the end of the day, I really can't go one way or another. It's like two broadheads on this spectrum here. One shot was bad on me, but ended up with good results. The other shot I felt was like a perfect shot, and ended up with not so good results. Well, I mean, she didn't run off, and by the time I got out of the tree, I went down her curved throat, and like I said, she was taking her last breath. She did break the air off. The ferrule was pretty good. Like I said, one of these broadheads, I'm not sure which one it is. I did have to replace the blades because one of the blades was bent pretty bad, and the other one had a pretty big, like a little dent in it. But one of them was bent where it went up in the spine, her spine. Um, so, as far as tracking goes, that's pretty good, but I just don't like them kind of shots. I hate wounding any kind of animal like that. I try to always shoot for the most ethical shot you can get, but it don't always work. So, like I said, guys, that video is called My Last Hunt for a While, and that is 11-minute and 40-second mark. If you want to look at that, that'll put you right there at the content, the impact. Like I said, I think that's about a 21-minute video. If you want to watch the whole thing on that one, I appreciate that too. But so my final thoughts on these broadheads. I'm actually going to give them another year. I'm going to try them again next year. Like I said, I really wish I'd have been able to get another third deer with these this year. That way I could have been able to maybe have a little more info to go on. But unfortunately I didn't. But I was looking on their website the other day, and now they have one like this. It's a 1.5 hybrid, and it has two little, I'm not sure how big they are, bleeder blades up here on the top of the ferrule on the opposite sides of these. They're right here. So I think I might go ahead and get me maybe one or two of those this fall or this summer, and maybe try them as well. But like I said, for the most part, I definitely like them better range. For what I've been able to shoot with them this year, I definitely think they're a little bit better than Rages. And like I said, if you're interested in learning a little more about them, you can go to Sever Broadhead's website, or you can look at my video. It's probably about 15 videos or so back if you start at the top. Now, like I said, not my shorts, just my regular videos. You'll go back down because I did it about the 1st September. You can see my full review on that thing. And but anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on these broadheads right now. Like I said, kind of, one good, one bad. Well, they was both bad, I guess, because one was a bad shot but turned out good. The other was a good shot, but it kind of turned out bad and really didn't do what these a little bit of snow on there. These broadheads I thought was designed to not do that. So, like I said, I'm definitely going to give them another chance next year. So, that being said, guys, I got a couple more videos I'm going to try to get out done before turkey season comes in. I've been looking pretty hard at a new turkey gun because I did sell the one I had last year. Well, for the last few years, I sold it this past spring or this past summer, and so I definitely am in the market to get a new one. I've got my eye on a few that I'd like to go look at. So hopefully, maybe here in the next few weeks, I might be doing a shotgun review. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody and watching this. And if you have any questions, leave them. If not, we'll see you on the next video.